Tune in to the Entrepreneur Life Show with your host, Rose of McDonald Bookkeeping Services and Shamara Walker of SWHR Consulting. We bring real issues and resources to business owners and entrepreneurs, local and celebrity guests sharing their journey into entrepreneurship. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Happy Thursday.
It's Friday, Rose. So happy Friday.
Oh my God. You know what? I'm old. Forgive me. We're usually here on Thursdays. Anyway, so thank you everybody for tuning in. So we always want to say thank you to our dedicated listeners on all the podcast platforms. We so appreciate you for always tuning in, and for anybody popping on live, wherever you're popping on live on social media that you see, we are streaming. And I wanted to always give a shout out to our marketing people up there, Marketing Out the Box Media, Sean Maddox. So if you want to get your business on, real visibility and, of course, connect with more consumers, get more business, make more money, more revenue, check out Marketing Out the Box. Our guy, Sean Maddox. Okay, so what's going on? Aside from the event we had, let's talk about that and introduce our guest.
Yes. So we had such a great event, guys. Thank you so much for coming and enjoying the event. It was really great to have your support. I unfortunately couldn't be there, but I was able to chime in. And Rose, you're so amazing. Thank you for holding on the fort and having such a successful event.
Riley even saying, I didn't even expect that to happen, but he did. And we had Stone Paston gave his great story of entrepreneurship into music and producing. And of course, Deshaun Marshall, that guy's going to make it big time. So y'all better follow him. So you'll get the video soon. It'll be out there.
So today, guys, we have such a special guest, and we are so grateful and happy and thankful that he decided to come on our show. Today, we have Rashad. Woo woo!
Such a fancy last name.
I know. He is one of the most famous and respected faces in global entertainment history. He's known from Nickelodeon, My Cousin Skeeter, 1-on-1, Coach Carter, Vampire Diaries, House of Wax. I know. And so many other shows like Empire. So I know, a lot of you guys know about Empire as well. In addition to his acting career, Mr. Ri'chard attended John Hopkins University. Engineering. He's smart. He's super smart. So today we're so excited to have him on our show today. And of course, he's going to give us more detail about himself, but you guys all should know who he is. Welcome to the show, Robert.
What's going on, ladies? How are you guys?
Hi.
It's a pleasure to be here. Hi, guys. How are you guys? Love it.
We are amazing now.
I love it. Hi, ladies. But first of all, I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me. To all the guests that are out there, hey, I'm praying for everybody. We're living in a time that is, I'm sure we've seen this in stages in our, sort of human existence, but we're having our pass at this. So keep your mind, healthy. Keep your attitudes up, call your loved ones, check up on them. Just, make sure that, you're giving out love, and let's all get through this together. I will say this. My baseball coach always started off with a prayer. So I'm going to start off with a prayer. So everybody who's there listening, bow your heads. Dear God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right. Amen, guys. Amen.
That is
Thank
lovely.
you, amen. Thank you so much. And we're so happy that you came out of vacation just to be on the show with us.
Of course, of course, of course. So how are you, ladies? How you guys doing? What's going on? What's going on in your guys' worlds? I love the background. It's great.
Oh, thanks. Yes, because we know you have some entrepreneur stuff going on, and I was so surprised to read up that you have so many ventures. You are like just being an actor is just a little tad bit of what you do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well,
And
I love to be of service. That's the one thing. And there's a lot of things that I've had a lot of interest in my life, and I'm just warming up. I have all the energy in the world for things that I'm building right now, and I'm looking to improve the world in the ways that I can make an impact. My grandfather always taught me that. He said most people say more money, more problems. He says more problems, more money. So I'm looking to solve as many problems as I can for the world.
And I love that.
so can I ask, like, what led you to acting? Because was your plan to be in engineering, or is that a backup? You'd always kind of been acting?
Yeah, for sure. So, when I was a young person, anyone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I said I wanted to be a mission specialist for NASA.
Yeah.
But basically a scientist in space. So all of my scholastics were to pursue that. I was in school for engineering. I went to the Huntsville, Alabama for the Space Academy, which is where all the NASA astronauts train.
Wow.
So I was doing all my training there. But living in Southern California, I definitely was living in the neighborhood in Crenshaw, and I was probably a really bad kid. I was smart, but I was bad. And, I got involved with, the wrong gangs and that kind of stuff. And I was walking home from school one day, and there was a rival gang, and I just did not want to fight that day. And I just tucked away into a little building. And when I walked inside that building, this lady named Miss D, Deirdre Weston, was there, and she gave me a tour of the building, and I was just stalling, and it happened to be an acting school. So that was just God just kind of making me, a tangent in my life. And I ended up wasting time there, looking at all the pictures on the wall, signing up for a class, and then now the rest is history.
So how did you get your first job? How did you get your first job? Do you remember your first call?
Yeah, for sure. So I started acting in '95. I worked at, it's called Faith Acting Studios, and their slogan was pull one as you climb. And it was I didn't really participate in class too much, but then someone challenged me. Someone asked me if I was scared. I'm like, scared? Acting? I was like, if I get up on that stage, I'll be the best actor the school's ever seen. So I ended up getting in all the plays and whatnot. And this gentleman named Steve Simon, who's still my agent to this day, he found me at one of my plays. I signed in December of '95. And my first audition, I went out for Hang with Mr. Cooper. And I played Raven Simone's boyfriend in an episode, and that was my first job. So shout out to Raven. Love Raven.
Yes, I love Raven. That's so Raven. I grew up on that show.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's my first gig. And then right after that, I did a basketball movie with Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaquille actually got me a scholarship to go to NASA. So that was great. I have a lot of love for Shaq.
So did you feel like acting came natural to you, or did you really have to work hard at it?
So some of us are left brain people and more on the analytical side. And some of us are the right brain people and more the creative. I happen to be a left brain person.
Like me.
So I was thinking, I was like, is there a way that I can make a formula for good acting? And I figured out what it was. Mm-hmm. And so I think that as far as where I am with all of my peers, I think I approach acting more of in a scientific standpoint than just truly artistic. So I think that's kind of have a different approach to it. And so because I have more of the math mind brain, acting, I love the challenge, but I can conquer that easy with the way that I do it.
Have you ever felt that you've been typecast maybe by a certain role? Maybe you took a role that kept you typecast and then you have to transition. How do I transition out of that being typecast into more serious role?
It's such a great question. I love that question. So I would say that my default strength is the drama stuff.
Yeah.
And, I was doing all dramatic roles when I first started. Like Light It Up is a great movie
Yeah.
with Usher. And I played, a kid who was locked in a school who was an artist. And I was, playing opposite Forrest Whitaker and Vanessa Williams and Usher and Rosario Dawson. All of my Feast of All Saints, the Anne Rice book that turned into a Showtime miniseries. And I was the lead in that. So all of my stuff in the beginning was all drama stuff. And then I did My Wife and Kids, Damian Wayne's show. And I played like this bad drug dealer kid. And I had did that show, and I had also played like a bad drug dealer kid on the Jamie Foxx show. And one of the writers, Yonetta, said, "Hey, I love his work. I'm gonna put him in this like Lenny Kravitz role on this show 101." So that's where like it flipped, because I became like this like popular like Arnaz character who was
Yeah.
he was named after Desi Arnaz,
Oh,
who was on I Love Lucy.
Lucy, yeah.
Yeah, and we shot on the Lucille Ball stage at Paramount. So that's where my name came from. And I played like this dumb, aloof, what I'm saying, like romantic, like comedic, opposite to Kyla Pratt. And then I think a lot of people thought that was like, my personality, which is great. I think that it's fun that I, was so convincing as sort of like this, like, dumb, like sort of artist heartthrob, that it has stuck, And so now it's sort of like I have some great directors. One, Preston Whitmore, who I've done 2 of his films now. One's called Real Talk, where I play a lawyer. It's a drama. And Jessica Carmichael, who's the lead, she's a Shakespearean actress from London. And this sister is bad. So all of our scenes are, once again, like heavy, heavy, strong drama. And when those things drop, I think that it's going to be great, because people will see how long my spectrum has been as far as like drama, full comedy, Meet the Browns, full comedy. And then,
love it, yeah.
And then, I got my shirt off in Chocolate City playing,
Oh, I remember
Michael. City. Yeah, exactly. All the ladies love that. And then go back to the drama stuff too. So it's great. I have another movie coming out called California Love, and in the California Love movie, I played the lead opposite Krista Allen, who was Jennifer Garner's character in 30 Turning 13.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she and I played in this movie, but the movie was originally cast for Nipsey Hussle. So I had to sort of like carry that torch. And you're gonna see a lot of great, great, great stuff. And obviously I took it to heart, because I grew up in the same neighborhood. I grew up on 10th Ave. He grew up on 7th Ave, right around the corner from me. So I've known him my whole life, and to carry that torch for him and his family. I know Laura London, went to high school together. So I took it very seriously.
So I grew up on Cousin Skeeter. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that show. Could you tell me, like what that essentially was, you're somewhat in the beginning stages of your career as well, because you were very young and all of that type of stuff. Do you feel like that was a very influential show for a lot of the youth during that time?
Yeah, so Cousin Skeeter is just like, that is that show. It's the total crossover show, especially, if you're African American, if you're Black. But It's so funny because we had all these great guests on the show. I mean, like 702 did our theme song, and Bill Bellamy was the voice of Cousin Skeeter. And we had so many athletes on the show. And so now it's funny that I can go to any professional arena, football, baseball, basketball, and all the athletes like flip out and become kids for a second when they see me. They're like, "Oh my God, it's the guy from Cousin Skeeter." I was at a party, and like, Blake Griffin is like 6'9", and like he immediately turned into like a 12-year-old kid, like upon seeing me. And he had to like recompose himself. He's like, wait, come to my room, let's hang out. Like, he was like a kid for a second. So I think it's cool that and I've had some great moments with Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Reggie Miller, I've had Isaiah Thomas. I've had so many stories to tell you. Charles Barkley. And I think it's great that that show was a show that really was crossover and that a lot of sports athletes who are now world famous professionals love that show.
Yeah.
If you had a choice, living or not, to if there was a actor and actress that you would choose that you would like to have worked with or work with, who would that be?
I already got to work with him. Sam Jackson. That's my guy. Sam's my guy. Sam is my guy, and that's a huge check on the bucket list. I went for Coach Carter, the typecasting, right? So I went for Coach Carter, and I was an athlete in Los Angeles, and I won a lot of championships in the city. And so when they were making the movie, like the basketball stuff was so easy for me to do. But when I went for the audition after the basketball stuff, they told me that I was too light skinned, that I wouldn't be able to play Sam's son. And they didn't invite me at all to the final casting. But they didn't find anybody. And Coach Carter, the real Kenneth Carter, who the movie's about, knew me and called me and said, I want you to come into Sony and read with Sam. And so I had my chemistry read with Sam Jackson. And I mean, I blew his socks off. He blew my socks off, but I blew his socks off. He wasn't expecting me. He goes, this guy's definitely my son. I'm going to the Lakers game. And that was how he left. And so Sam was the one that really championed me being a part of Coach Carter. And I'm so glad and thankful that he did. So that's my number one is Sam.
I always thought that could have turned into a spinoff because it kind of gave me that old feeling of what was that show? White. I'm older, you guys. I'm in my 50s.
White Shadow.
White Shadow, and I was like, it should have been it kind of reminded me of that. Like it didn't turn into a spinoff of a series. You know what I mean?
You're so right. You're so funny that you say that. White Shadow. One of the actors in White Shadow directed Coach Carter. How ironic is that?
Really?
Yeah, what a coincidence that you said that. That was really cool.
So I know that you have a lot of ventures going on. So obviously, I know you're doing stuff that's coming up. But I want to talk about all your entrepreneurship. You have a lot of volunteerism that you're doing that actually a lot of people don't even know that we didn't know until we started researching you more.
Oh yeah, I love to talk to young people. I love to talk to businesses too. That's like one of my favorite things is to have somebody who's like in the field, in their profession. So it's really tangible knowledge. They're actually going to listen to what I'm going to say and then use it like that next hour. That's the stuff that I love. I love going to businesses and doing, whether it be right now, Zoom conferences or, flying across the country, going to different businesses of different sizes too. 10 employees, 300 employees, 19,000 employees, and talking. It's one of my favorite joys. And then I go to university, high school, middle school. I talk to young people. It's great. And, I have sort of this philosophy that I've developed from my engineering background on business. And, I'm watching it grow and become something that is going to be monumental. And I'm just watching how it just blossoms every single day. And it's great. I mean, one of the companies that I work for is EPM. I'm repping it on my shirt, shameless plug. But it stands for Elite Performance Medicine. And we transform suffering for all with better science, better medicine. So our founder, who's a microbiologist, a God-fearing woman, a Christian, asked the question, when you go in the drugstore, everything on the shelf, when you flip it over, it says like active ingredient and then like other inactive ingredients. And she said, why would you put anything inactive in anything for healing? So she created a lane that's only active ingredients. It's all active ingredients. And so that's what EPM is. And so that first bottle you see right there, it's called Flight. It's built clean for NASA, Olympics. If you're a federal agent, if you're an FBI and CIA, any kind of person with professional scrutiny, if you're a professional athlete, if you're a boxer, a fighter, that's that first one. Those three, that's Reborn for muscle and joint pain, Calm for mothers and babies. That yellow one is for first aid. It's called Urgent. And then these next two right here, that's Elite and Allure. For Elite is for alopecia, hyperpigmentation, warts, if you have any kind of moles. And then the pink one is Beauty Rest in the bottle. It is for fine lines, wrinkles, sunspots, age spots, psoriasis, eczema. And these are all testimonials right here from different people from all walks of life. There's one from an Air Force pilot, one from a swim coach who had fibromyalgia, one from a federal agent in the UK talking about how she had surface imbalance. And there's different categories right there. People, they buy it, they love it. They always say this exceeds my expectations of what I, could ever imagine, because people are out there suffering, and we transform suffering for all.
So would you say that is what inspired you to also be the national ambassador for the African American Male Wellness Initiative?
Yeah, I mean, I want to get men off the couch. African American men statistically have the highest chance of disease and viruses and infections, and they have the lowest life expectancy. Right. And, when I'm going out and talking to these men who are, pursuing a real life of being a family leader, running their profession or their career, and they feel like they're, exhausted. And so we teamed up with New Balance sneakers, and we said, hey, if we got you a really comfortable shoe, and, I provided flight, something that would, take all the pain away from your knees, your ankles, your shin splints, hips, psoas, all this kind of stuff. Get off the couch, walk a mile or two a day, go see your doctor, know your numbers for cholesterol, high blood pressure, your heart rate, all this kind of stuff, and be healthy. And so this is what got me a part of this. And, it's just a beautiful thing to see. And like the site looks so great. I love looking at it right now. It's outstanding. And like I said, for all the parents out there, that one on the right, Calm, it's like that periwinkle color. Scroll down a little bit. That one right there, that one's for stress, anxiety. It's clear for babies. If you're a pregnant woman and you're listening right now, helps with stretch marks. And the striae, if you have a youngster, like you can put it right on their chest plate, on their hairline, under their nostrils. It helps with baby colic, put it at the bottom of their feet. It's amazing. Reborn in the middle right there, that one was the flagship product. It's Fountain of Youth in a bottle. If you need any kind of back pain, neck pain, tennis elbow, carpal tunnel, all the boxers that started off with the founder were using Reborn, and then giving it to their parents too, who were suffering from cancer, epilepsy, all that stuff. And Reborn, it prevented injury, it managed discomfort, it repaired damage, restored youth for all these customers. We're really trying to combat limitations and stimulate performance.
So it's both for internal and external use then?
You're applying all of these topically. You're not drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would drink it to show you how clean it is. I mean, these things are all earth. They're all earth. And they're made with all active ingredients. So they're really, really potent. They're really multifocal. And the research came from the microbiology and from the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, Ezekiel 47:12, it says, their leaves will not wither. Their leaves are for healing. And so, this is what's in the bottle, like all earth stuff. And it is, I can't say customers have shared that they're being healed. That, hey, I use one drop 2 times, 3 times, and all of my issues that I've had for a day, a month, a year, multiple years, a decade is gone. I'm here.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, that's it. And so every single bottle that we sell, they all say Ezekiel 47:12 on the label.
I love that. So inspiring.
Have you been like into being health conscious or fitness, or was it something that just inspired you through like your journey of, just from acting to college and education, or have you just always been inspired by fitness and health?
I was always an athlete, but I was never into health and wellness.
Right,
and
right.
And then I got my heart broken. And when I got my heart broken, it was about 7 years ago. I couldn't stand up. I would cry and collapse. And if I smelled her perfume, something, I would just like hit the floor. And I thought to myself, I have to be stronger. I have to be able to stand strong and be erect. And I thought, where should I go to, just improve my internal strength and my core strength? And I went and asked my best friend, who's my doctor, Dr. Amr El Sargani, who's a board certified vascular surgeon by the United States Board of Surgeons. And I asked him, like, I need to build up my core. And I asked him, I want to do this the easiest way possible. Mm-hmm. And so we invented this thing called Highway Fit. And Highway Fit's great. And in the world of individuality and self-promotion that we live in, the one thing that unites all of us is the quest to live a long, healthy, and productive life. Right. And so Highway Fit is like the life hack. It's 10 minutes. It's low intensity. You can do it anytime, anywhere. You do it every single day. It's no weights, it's no gym, and it's no travel. So you don't have to go anywhere.
You gonna share that with us? Because I'm ready to get like you.
Yeah, I'll share.
Just like that. Yep.
I'll share it with you. It's 10 minutes. You guys, if you go on my website, therobertrashard.com, there it is. That's Highway Fit right there. And you can scroll down and read a little bit about like how we came up with it, but that first video right there is our slogan is your road, your freedom. Oh. And it's medically sound, it's physician endorsed, and it's accessible for all. And all I wanted was that people to go to their next physical checkup with their doctor and get 2 thumbs up. And that's what and the side effect is that not only are you being healthy, but you get great abs. And we started off with, my goal with Highway Fit was your road, your freedom. Harvard reports that 7 out of 10 Americans are overweight or obese. Right. That means they have a BMI, a body mass index of 25 or higher. And 30 is critical. And so my goal was to focus on those 185 million Americans who are suffering from daily health. And so, like I said, it's low intensity. And I show all these videos that you can do it right in the comfort of your home, at your office, in the airport, wherever you are, in your garage, wherever you have, a platform on the ground where you can, knock out 10 minutes of just general health. And it's outstanding. My athletes do the frequent flyers one, the one I'm wearing the red, but that one right there in that hotel room, yes, it's called First Timers. And if you've never known fitness in your life, that's where you start. First Timers, the same exercise that I do to this day that builds these abs. And if you're 400 pounds, if you've never known fitness, if you've never been an athlete, if you would never know what to do when you got into a gym, you were a first timer, that's what that's for. And then when that's not a challenge anymore, you go to that next video where I'm in the airport and it says a jet setter. Yeah. And people in life, we're always on the go. Everyone's, traveling, going, seeing family, preparing for the holidays, having to fly here and fly that. I get it. You're a jet setter. That has nothing to do with your health. And so I'm showing you that wherever airport you're in or whatever place you're at, this is the same exercise that I do that builds these abs and has, sort of constructed this build that I have.
Only because do
you feel like you, I was going to say, do you feel like you've always been this focused just from, being in college and then transitioning your career into acting and all the different things that you are doing as an entrepreneur as well? Have you felt that you've always been that focused, or is it something that you developed over time? Because I think as entrepreneurs, we're always struggling with so many different things, right? And always looking for different solutions to help keep us focused and in the game and moving forward. And of course, there's going to be things that may come up that may be discouraging, but you can't let that that overwhelm you. And so how do you kind of get through all of that when you have moments where it's just you just want to give up, but you just keep going?
You just gave me my idea for my OnlyFans. I just signed up for OnlyFans. And I was thinking, okay, so I'm signed up now. What am I going to do and why? And I just got to bring it back to the kitchen. I grew up and every single day I walked home from school and my grandfather was there cooking and he made, fish and he made wine and we talked for hours, like 3 hours. And he really has sort of assigned myself to the discipline and my focus that you guys see in this day. And so now I want to bring that to tons of fans around the world where I have a presentation where I cook for everybody and then talk to them about life's issues. If you guys watch my Instagram right now, I got a lot of good philosophies on there. I've been writing some pretty good stuff. I just want to start, being of service and, sharing what I know and listening to others too and hearing what they're going through and seeing if we can all figure this out together because we're all in this together.
Right.
So
I just love the purpose. I love your purpose. I think, just being, having that opportunity to be in a space with God, it definitely helps with that, right? In terms of determining and understanding your purpose, and things do come to you in your journey, and it's up to you to decide if you're going to take it or leave it, but there's always those signs that you should follow as they come up. So I love your purpose.
only
Yeah,
because
for sure.
we're talking
Thank
about
you.
abs. What do you think about those things you buy? Only because you were talking about abs. You've seen those advertising things where people like put it on their stomach and it's supposed to get you abs, like
I would use Flight for that. We're using Flight for, even in the office, our doctors purchase Flight for their customers, for their patients, for body contouring. But that's what that was the orange one from the EPM site. That's I would definitely use Flight. That's what it would do. Go to that bottom right with me with my hand in the thinker position. I'm in the black. There you go. So I'll write you how this, and these thoughts just come to me immediately. And this one says, I sit in thought asking myself, are you digging deep enough? Am I maximizing my days? Am I pursuing a worthy ideal? Am I taking what the universe has designated as ours? I say ours because aren't we all in this together? And as I ponder these thoughts, my future self suggests to me to grow down. Don't thwart oneself with focus on ascending up. Grow more rooted and pull from God's soil. The storms you weather are not from your zenith, but from how strapping your foundation is fastened to the earth. Be ferocious and relentless in your pursuit of your relationship to God, your relationship to your universe. I definitely need to work on that. Your relationship with your ambitions, and your relationship to your body, and your relationship to that ferocious mind of yours. Your road, your freedom. Hashtag highlight fit.
lovely.
So do you think that, I mean, I love the fact that you said, God and universe, right? And I think that there's sometimes that controversial topic on if you can like focus on both, right? In terms of grounding yourself and becoming one, and like yoga and all those types of things, and your mindset. And sometimes it's debatable in regards to if you can mesh the two. And so what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, God created the universe. The universe has its laws, and we're all, subject to those laws of the universe. And God is the creator. And you have to have a relationship with both, and also too with Earth, and also too peer to peer, and also too with yourself. And
Right.
this is about being a good listener. And my
Mhm.
grandfather would always ask me every single day, "Are you listening?"
Mhm.
And he would say not just the verbatim, but
Right.
like peer to peer, person to person. Like, are you listening to like everyone's subtext? And like, are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to your intentions in
Right.
everything that you do? And are you listening to the universe and what the universe is giving to you and all the resources it's providing right in front of you? Are you listening to God's message in every single second of your day? And I just became like this sort of like receptor of all this listening from this scaffolding of, different tiers of what it is to comprehend. And it really, really shaped my life in such an amazing way. And I'm so, so thankful. And this is, things that I'm excited about being a father and exciting about, sharing this stuff with the world, the things that I've learned. And also for my dad too. I was very lucky.
It's definitely a quiet whisper, huh? But you have to be open to listen.
Do you
I,
find
we, we,
yourself?
we, we, pu- we pulled that one with my shirt was off, and I was like, okay, if I'm going to have the one with my shirt off, I might as well write something telling. So I said, willing to endure pain for prosperity, are you? Let me know where your focus, your energy is at in below comment. I said, your attitude towards leisure, entertainment, and recreation should pale in comparison to your attitude toward building your life's work, your responsibilities, your endeavors. Use your inner strengths toward productivity. hold your spirits high towards what you're accountable for. So that's quote that quote. And all these come to me in the middle of the night, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and just write them all down, and then I post them the next day.
Do you find yourself a spiritual person or biblical, or would you say both?
I would say all three. I would say that I am one. I have a strong connection with God. Two, I have a strong connection to my religion. I'm Catholic, and I have a very, very strong connection to that discipline. And three, being a spiritual person, I love people and I love the universe and I love my spirituality. And the best way that I had to explain was I was sitting in a car and I was talking to someone who, was living a life in poverty. And they said that we're all going to the same place.
Right.
We're all going to God. But we all have different names of us, and we like going that way in different vehicles. Some people like being on a bike. Some people like being on a truck. Some people like being on an 18-wheeler. And those things are religions. It's how you like to travel to God.
Right.
And so he's like, you might like your truck, but someone else might like their skateboard. And I'm like, okay, I get it. So that's why I like the way that I practice religion. I like the ceremony. I like the fact that I can go to any country in the world and not speak the language, walk into a church and know the hour mass. I love that. But at the same time, my best friends are Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, and they grew up differently. And I can't change their origin. No one can.
Right.
But if we're aligned together because God wanted us to be, then that person is my friend. And they can become my family, and they might raise my kids, or I might, shape their parents' life. And that's why we're all going in this together. And so those differences, I think, is where I learn some more and I'm willing to listen. And, that's where I think that this, my sort of like Father, Son, Holy Spirit of like what you said, God, spirituality, and religion sort of have that intersection.
I feel overall, if you with all of that plus just walking in love and light, right? And just understanding, like you said, there's differences in everybody's way of getting there. So don't discredit it. Just come from a place of love and understanding and just know that it's different. I wish, I just wish that everybody thought like that.
What is it? You got 2 ears and 1 mouth? Yeah.
Have you ever turned down a part because of what your preference is as far as with religion and spirituality, where maybe it would clash with what your intentions are, or how people would see you?
Yeah, I mean, one, I love a good challenge. So I've done everything as far as in my acting, the drama stuff, the comedy stuff, the thriller stuff, the horror stuff. I was in Man in 3B also. So I've done sort of everything. But, now, like, time, it doesn't matter how rich you are, you can't buy a second back.
Yeah.
So I've definitely sort of assigned myself to the next, I only have like 93 years left on this earth. So I'm running out of time. and so my brother challenged me to live to 130. So I have to live to 130 now. So
You got this.
I got to eat my lemons every day, which are, these are great for inflammation. It's great for your diet, your metabolism. It's a cleanser. It's great for your immunity. If you're out there living in this world, cut some lemons up, put them in your water. You can squeeze them in your water, or I like to just suck on them, the things we do to a lemon, right?
So looking at family and seeing that now, you've gone through your journey of, like you said, you've been there. You haven't been the greatest kid, but, as you grew up, you've learned, you've excelled. Having children of your own, do you see them in acting, or would you lead them in a different direction? Because you do so much as far as in helping the community, helping other, and volunteerism. Do you push them any other direction? Would you?
Of course you do. Absolutely. You would prune a tree. You would you construct a building. You don't just throw piles of
Right.
Steel and concrete and just say let it be. You have to construct it. And so I'm really big on this new word I came across, fathership. I think I invented the word, fathership. And before they get here, because I'm going to have 4 sons. I might have a lot of kids, but I will have 4 sons. And, you know, I'm sort of like shaping my philosophy on fathership now, and I can feel them in the universe, I can feel them next to me, even though they're not born yet. And so, yeah, they'll be taking on the family business for sure.
And did you say that you knew the count of the kids that you're gonna have?
Oh yeah, I will have 4 sons. I'll have 4
He's
sons.
speaking it into existence, Rose.
That's impressive. So I know you have some stuff going on for 2021 that are you willing to share with us? Or do we have to wait until it comes out?
You don't have to wait. So right now, if you got Netflix and y'all chilling, go watch One-on-One. It's hilarious. Binge watch it. Me and Brianna, obviously Flex and Dwayne is there in spirit. It's a great show. If you like horror movies, my movie Alone is my horror movie. It's out now. It's on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. All of my, people love to sit back and watch, Chocolate City, but I have new films coming out too. I have California Love is coming out. Real Talk is a movie where I play a asshole of a boyfriend, but a lawyer. It's great. I have another movie called My Brother's Keeper. It's my army movie. It's actually faith-based. So I have 3 films coming out, and people love my stuff. You know what I mean? I'm awesome. So
I love your diversity in acting. Like you said, you can go from drama to acting to sexy, which in Chocolate City, and then I wanted to ask a little bit about the movie Kinky. I need to get some feedback on that one. That was a DC original, right?
Yeah, so Kinky was based off 9.5 Weeks with Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, hell yeah. And they're like, we're going to do that movie 9.5 Weeks where like this guy just pursues this woman and is really just like pushing like her envelope of like what her exploration is within herself and her sexuality. And then he's like, we're going to do that, but we're going to flip it a little bit. So Jean-Claude, who's a French director, a French Haitian director, challenged me to play. My character's name is Michael in Kinky. And it's based off 9.5 Weeks, and it's outstanding. Go see it. And I do great work in it too. And I get my shirt off. My shirt comes off. So.
Okay, so I'm going back to One-on-One. I remember watching the spinoff when you guys moved out and went to college and lived on the beach and were struggling.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for one in the adult years where you guys get together, have kids, and get married.
Yeah, Kyle and I need to get back together. I've been talking to KP. That's my girl right there. I love her, and she's so talented. And I would love to. Our characters were based off of I Love Lucy. Meet her and Ricky Ricardo, Desi Arnaz.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that we should start off the way that I Love Lucy starts off and sort of have our own like sort of adult sort of like Brianna and Arnaz characters like trying to live together and build a family. That would be hilarious. That's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
See, that's why you come in our show. We help drive some ideas out there.
Wow.
I've been waiting.
I Love Lucy. That is a great idea. All right. Call my agent right with this phone. Damn, that's great. We shot on the Lucille Ball set too. So that's really, really, I would love to go back to the same stage at Paramount. Shout out to Paramount and everybody listening. And on in CBS and do that show. That would be outstanding. To do it on like a CBS network too. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it too. And her and I, she still takes care of herself, and I love KP, and we grew up together. She was a teenager on that show, and I was both big brother and also holding her hand as a gentleman, and just looking out for her, and we had that sort of that on-screen romance that'll last forever. It's great.
What about a biopic?
On me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, all the trouble that I've gotten in. Woo! That'd be an action film. I'm definitely a little bit of a troublemaker. Still waters run deep, right? So I was like, listen, I'm gonna have to put out the biopic before I run for president, so I can get all my skeletons out of the closet. Open up, you know what I'm saying? Just open up, just let them all dump out on the floors, go through it one by one, each chapter. You know, the book will be called Potential Energy. That's gonna be my first book.
I
And
love it.
we'll
Wow,
have all the,
you
we'll have
are
all the,
already prepared.
oh yeah, you know, you got to keep good people around you. So all of my friends are smarter than me. I'm the dumb guy, so that's great. So they're always, you know, putting these peculiar things into my mind. They're always depositing like, so Rob, have you done this? I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm like, you know, I haven't done that, but I played it on television. But yeah, so I got a lot of things that endeavors that I got to accomplish, and I'm excited about them. I have the right attitude and the right energy for them.
Could music be one of them?
I can't hold a tune at all. I never play guitar. You know, so I've already been in a band, you know what I mean, on television. Like, look, Mom, I'm on TV. But I think I'm tone deaf. I can't like hold a tune at all. I went to school with Ty Dolla $ign,
Uh-huh.
Amari from B2K. His mom braided my hair. Those braids in that photo that you're looking at right there, that was the one-on-one. Those Omari's mom braided my hair. I've had my hair in every kind of hairstyle.
Yeah.
And you know, Kyla went to my high school. I went to Hamilton High School in LA, and we had so many musical talents coming out of school, and actors too. Lizzie Kaplan, who she's been in tons of movies and stuff. She went to my school. She's in the same drama class that I got a fail in. So that's my brother. That's Brandon. He's the one that is outdoing me in every aspect of life. So I give a lot of love and respect to my big brother. We've been at odds together our entire life. And that's Kobe. That's the philosopher there. I love that guy. Shout out to Kobe and his family. Hi Vanessa, how are you? Love you. How are the kids?
So you said kids, you didn't say marriage.
No, I was talking to Vanessa Bryant. I was saying how are the kids?
So no, for you having 4 kids.
I'm having 4 kids, but on the Kobe picture, I was saying hi to Vanessa Bryant.
Yeah.
And hi to her lovely daughters. They're so amazing, and they had a great dad. We all had a great Kobe. He was outstanding. He was a great example.
Do you feel as though you are a role model in a sense for youth? I mean, I think you definitely could be because of in terms of just your experience and your past, being someone in childhood, just being in a lot of trouble, then transitioning into such a successful career, and you're growing, right? So do you find yourself to be a role model for the youth?
I just think I'm super accessible. I think that when people walk up to me and they give me a hug, and you know, I'm out here hugging grandparents, kissing babies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know, young people that come up to me and they're like, you know, they got questions, and I'm like, take my number 213-215-8050, and you know, they take my number right there and they call me, and I say, if you ever have any issues, just you know, I'm your big bro. Like, let me know. And so I think I'm just super accessible to people. I think people like that. You know, they feel like I'm like on the same plane as them. I think that's cool.
So how would we get for the product? Is it something that consumers, we just go online, or
yeah, you just go right there, put it in the shopping cart in that top right corner, and then you know, credit card, debit card, you know, whatever, PayPal, you know, however you want, you know, Google Pay, Apple Pay, however you need to get it, and then whatever your issues are, you know, get it. Make a video, show your before, show your after. People care about that, to see that. I think the consumer loves seeing that confidence of, hey, this is my personal suffering, and this is how, you know, EPM transformed it through better science, better medicine. It's great. And
is this, would you say that this is comparable to essential oil or on a different level or different?
Yeah, I would say it's like if you put essential oils like in a Lamborghini. I think that's
I love it.
I really would say, I think it's because, you know, I think God worked through the founder. I think the founder is a healer. She can put her hands on anybody and like heal them. I mean, right now her hand is broken, and her and another one of our doctors are working together, and her swelling has gone down like insane in 6 days. It's uncanny. I'm like,
wow.
your hand looks like it's healed already, and it's a hand that should be in a cast for 3 months. And they're doing Reborn, the green one, and they're doing this thing called light therapy, where they shine this infrared light on your injuries, and they change the frequency depending on how deep the penetration has to be. And we're doing these light therapy parties for EPM now, where we have these like wellness parties that's all based on vitality. You have a chiropractor there, a massage therapist there, a doctor. We're doing cryotherapy. We're doing light therapy with Lightworks. We're doing hydrolonic facials, all that kind of stuff. We're having these vitality parties, and they are going amazing, and everyone loves them. There's food, there's alcohol. People know I drink. I make drinks. I have a drink book coming out called Les Boissons de Ri'chard. It's French. It's all of my libations, all of my beverages. I am a cocktail connoisseur.
Wow.
And the most important thing to cocktails is density. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about the science and the gravity of each of the drinks and how they settle it the right way. I'm into it, girls. Ladies, let's lunch.
I don't know if you see, there's been some questions on the screen. So I don't know if you see that question up there.
Do I see marriage in my future? Of course. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to get half of my check. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to be, my princess and just go out and just, buy high heels and nice dresses and nice furry coats and, umbrellas and shit for no reason. Just go out in the golf course and fly across the world and spend all my money. I get it. Go on. I'm going to make you work out, though. I'm a cook, too. I'm planning on cooking in my, in my marriage. Sit back, relax. We, light some candles for you, something like that, something romantic. Pour you some champagne.
Wow, okay.
Just let me sit back, kick your feet up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Play with the dogs. You know what I mean? And then let me just talk to you and tell you about my day. Listen to yours. I definitely have marriage in my future.
Whoever that woman is, she's gonna be a lucky woman. Cook and everything. What?
There you go. Sit back, relax. Do you, girl? Lay back.
So
everybody's asking you to catch up in life. I say relax, lay babe.
So do you find that to be a challenge in Hollywood? Really finding that genuine person to be with, just because a lot of it is so propaganda driven?
I would say I get pretty deep into people. I mean, last night I was talking to one of my friends and I asked her, if you had a one-way flight and you could never come home, where would you go? And
wow.
she said Sydney, Australia. And she said that she just, traveled there and lived there. And I started asking her, like, what's your favorite, wood, glass, or stone? She said wood. I said, if you had $10,000, you could spend it on anything, where would you go? She said Africa. I said, okay. So I was asking her all these questions. And I was just really just digging into her, just making her ponder. I asked her what's her favorite shoes. I said sneakers, heels, or boots. She said sneakers. So, you know what I mean? So, like, I like asking questions and getting to know people and stuff. So I think that, I think I'm just really, really curious in all aspects of life.
Love that. That's the analytical thinking part of you, where you got to question things. I love that.
For sure. Absolutely. I asked her what her favorite body of water was, and she said an alpine lake. I was like, oh shit, that's very specific. So and I like to be a good host. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having, keeping it safe, but whether it just be, Zoom parties like this or whatever, like, just making people feel comfortable and having a great conversation and talking, making people laugh, and then at some point taking my shirt off at some point. Hey,
you worked hard for it. You better flaunt it, okay?
Okay. Okay, so we have a question for you.
Holla. What's the question?
Do women in Hollywood scare you?
Hell yeah, I'm afraid. That's why I be making all these horror movies. Yeah, I mean, I think that women in any career have to be very tenacious. But I think in a traditional relationship, in a classic romance, there needs to be some roles, and I am the man. So let's get that out on the first date.
I am the man.
I I am the man. So let's get that out on the first date. So, on the first date, I'm going to pick you up. You're going to wear a dress and heels. I'm going to open your door and sit you down and put your seatbelt on for you. We're going to go to a restaurant. I'm going to order your first drink. That's how this is going to go. I'm letting you know that I am the man. And you can be a woman. You know what I'm saying? Every strong head needs a strong neck. I get that. But, at some point what we're going to is you taking my last name. And I'm making that very, very clear upon meeting me that that's where we're going. If we're going in. There's every car, there is one driver, and that's me. So that's there.
It does not hurt to know exactly what you want. I think more people need to think that way.
Hey, this devil wears Prada. I want you to know what devil you're dancing with for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold your hand and pull your hair, and you know what I'm saying? And that's why I make all these movies, let you know what I'm about.
I mean, that's, people don't have the old traditional ways of it, and forgive me for the title, a man having his role, a female having her role. It's like the confusion's gotten lost. You know what I'm saying?
My dad raised me to be a gentleman. So that's me right there. I'm saying like willing to, open the hood, change your tire, and do it in a nice fine suit. That's who I am. And those shoes are shined. You know what I'm saying? And so is that body underneath that suit also.
It's good to know that chivalry's not dead, okay?
That's right. That's right. I am keeping it alive for sure.
You are like the best guest. Oh,
a hot man and a cold cup of coffee, right? That's all you need.
That's awesome.
It's so great to, and I think in terms of you saying that you're accessible, I think it's because you have such a great personality and you're down to earth, right? And it's nice to be in a space where someone don't think that they're above anyone, right? You're just talking and have a casual conversation and you just make everyone feel comfortable. So thank you for that.
Listen, anybody who talks to me like that, I'm like, come on, let's go to the basketball court. You talking all that ish. Let's see how high you are on that horse. We're gonna expose you today. So that's one thing that I think that whenever someone kind of gets whatever the word is, arrogant or something like that, or pretentious, I say let's play some sports. Let's see if that transfers to you getting a W today.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
I don't care if it's beer pong. I'm gonna beat that ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm highly competitive. Right now, I'm gonna challenge my brother who can run 100 miles first in the month of November. So I think I'm at 68 miles. I got 32 miles to go. And I'm going to knock him out. I got, 10 days left, 32 miles, 3.2 miles a day. Let's get it. I'm going to run right after this. That's why this shirt's coming off right now. I told you I'm taking the shirt off.
Motivated.
I don't.
Rose, we got to get to work.
I don't do it. At all. I do not overpromise. I know my agent's gonna be mad at me. I told you to keep your shirt on. I said that's what they buy the show for. They want to see the shirt off.
Why you have us over here blushing? Look at both of us.
all of my characters have my Bobby from Cousin Skeeter had his shirt off. Arnett had his shirt off.
That's true.
My movie. You know what I'm saying? If you want to explore some stuff in the bedroom, go download Kinky, introduce your partner to something. So let's just watch this movie and see where this goes. That's how you get some excitement in your bedroom.
Learn something. We need to learn something here. What are we doing?
All of my characters, my shirt always comes off. So,
Let me tell you, we had a whole
pour some sugar on me, babe.
If we had a bunch of gay guys watching, we would break the internet right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just say, don't matter who you are, I'm still out of your league. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know. You know what I'm saying? I got about 200 pushes I'm about to knock out right now, and then go run 4 miles.
Oh my God.
Gosh, thank you so much again. I'm definitely going to look at your videos in regards to the fitness, so I can get those abs right there, because those looking kind of nice. Looking nice right there.
10 minutes a day. Highway fit. Your road, your freedom. You work for TSA. You got a 14-hour job. You got people calling you all day and all night. You always traveling. You're on the road. You always flying somewhere. You always in a different hotel. I don't care. Highway fit is your road, your freedom.
Love it.
Thank you for being on our show. You are the best, are the best. I know that our listeners right now are having an experience. So
I love it. I love it. Tell your mama, your daddy, your cousin, tell your sister, tell everybody to
Where the fan at? This light is too hot on me right now. I'm sweating.
Get it, girl. That's right. It's Friday. Friday.
It's Friday.
and enjoy your vacation. Thank you for seizing it just for us to be on the show.
Cool. Thank you.
I had a great time with you, ladies. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry I didn't have champagne for you, but when I see you, I'll get some. Champagne, French fries. We'll try my sauce. I do have my own sauce for my fries. It's called Lay-Bay. It's called Lay-Bay. See,
when I love me some French fries with some dipping sauce.
Go back to what I said on my first day about my wife. I said everybody's asking you to catch up in life.
Ooh.
And I have a sauce called Relax Lay-Bay. It's a one-of-a-kind sauce.
God.
It is amazing.
Love it.
Well, thanks again. And we are going to close out the show, everybody. And to Robert, you're just amazing. Amazing.
I love you guys. God bless you guys. Thanks for the prayer at the beginning. And then thanks for putting up with me for an hour. I love that.
No worries. You were the best. Thank you so much for everything.
Thanks, ladies.
Don't be on vacation.
Love you guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Too. See you guys.